November 1st. Can you believe that it is already November, Nancy?
Thanksgiving month. No, I can't.
Yeah.
It's been a fast year.
It has been a fast year. It's been a more normal year than the last couple of years from
Thank goodness.
certain perspective. But then again, it's an election year, so we're getting to hear all that good stuff.
Yay. Yeah. I'd just like to say one thing. If
Sure.
you're driving in this fog, turn your headlights on.
Yeah,
It would be
Jeffrey,
a
do you
big
still
help.
still have the video from east of town? If he still has that available, we'll put that up on the screen and just kind of see how the fog is east of town. But while we're waiting for that to come up, Nancy, of course, is with the Eddy County DWI Task Force, and we come in every week and share info and statistics and meet people. And you've brought a guest with you today.
Yes.
Oh, there it is east of town. So the fog's not quite as thick as it was an hour and a half ago. At least you can kind of see the stuff across the road there. But yeah, that's a pretty thick fog that we had roll in this morning. So thank you, Jeffrey. Appreciate that. So who'd you bring with you today?
Vaugn Klontz. And I'll let him talk about what he's got going on right now. It's pretty exciting.
Well, we had Vaugn in a couple of weeks ago when you had the opening of a facility here in town, right?
Yes.
October the 6th, we opened the bridge. It was our grand opening. And so we're just a little less than a month in. The house is full.
That's awesome.
Completely full. It was full like the second week after we opened. I was sitting talking to Nancy here just a second ago and said that the group of guys that we've got are just absolutely amazing. They have a really good time together. I was also mentioned when you walk in the house a lot of times in the evening, holy cow, you don't want to move. You don't want to leave because they're in there cooking, and a lot of them cook in restaurants. And they put that talent to work in the house, and it's amazing the food that they've already started cooking and stuff.
Yeah.
But a super group of guys. We've been out of town with them. We've been to Roswell. We've been to Carlsbad, different Celebrate Recovery groups in the area, and we've all been out to eat. And one of the things is when you become a client of the bridge is that you're gainfully employed, and I think all but one now is employed, and kudos to Artesia for stepping up to the plate, giving these guys a job, giving them a chance, and they're happy, they're content, and they're moving on with their program and their goals.
That is good news, because when Nancy comes in and we talk stats on DWIs and accidents that happen, Nancy doesn't like to call them accidents. They're crashes.
They're crashes.
That happen. Drugs are involved. Alcohol is involved. Marijuana now is a potential factor with some of that. Well, it's one thing to try to address the issue from the enforcement side of things.
Mm-hmm.
Facilities, organizations like the Bridge are there to try to help break that cycle where
we bridge the gap.
Bridge the gap between so that they continue to struggle. Why we don't want people to continue to struggle. So,
right.
So is that
right.
Am I kind of in the right neighborhood there?
You hit it on the head there. Yeah.
Okay.
Our clients go through a minimum of a 28-day rehabilitation program. In that 28 days, they're clean and they're sober. And if we can get them to move into our home at the end of rehab, then they come in a clean, safe environment, and then we set them up for success over the period of a year, or even longer sometimes, depending on their individual needs or their goals that they've set. So they're free to come and to live in the home for at least a year. And as they go through the home, they learn life skills, how to be a dad again, how to be that parent, how to take and reconcile a checkbook, how to save more, spend less, and get back on track. We'll help with GEDs. We will also help them to obtain a driver's license, get copies of their Social Security card, any kind of state benefits that they might, qualify for. We'll help with that as well.
But they have to have gone through the rehab program
Yes.
and complete that process first.
Correct.
Before they qualify for consideration for the bridge.
Yeah. And these guys, when they come out, there's some that take their sobriety after that 28 days pretty serious. There's some that, oh, well, I did my 28 days and, I'm back on the streets or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But the guys that come to our house they're very dedicated in their sobriety. So those especially are the ones that we say, you bet, come on in, because we can turn those guys into leaders in the home. They can take and start fostering and mentoring other people, and it just works well.
Okay, because that's part of the problem is that somebody gets arrested on a DWI. Now what happens?
Exactly.
Nancy's had the gentleman that's the counselor, or
Yes.
the not counselor, but the evaluator.
Yes.
We've met him and his role in how to evaluate the situation that people are in, and which way they need to go for help. And in some cases, these are folks that then go through the program you're talking about, and then they qualify to potentially qualify to be a part of the bridge.
And I'd like to say just real quick, we've been very fortunate to partner with Carlsbad Lifehouse.
Okay.
Lifehouse has got a tremendous amount of resources that are available to us here in Artesia. Phil and his group have got a detox center. They can go from 3 to 7 days and completely detox. They have inpatient, outpatient services. They also have mental health facilities and services. Then they have Lifehouse, and they have, I believe, three homes just like ours in Carlsbad.
Okay.
So if you're having issues in Artesia and you've went through the 28 to 30 days rehab and you don't want to come back to the same playground and the same playmates, then you might choose Carlsbad. I know that we've got gentlemen in the house here that needed to leave Carlsbad, and they have found Artesia to be amazing, very welcoming, and it's an unfamiliar atmosphere, so that there's a lot less likely that you're going to get in trouble. So it works out really well between us and Carlsbad.
Sure. So a program like the bridge, how is that funded? Is this United Way funding? Is this private donations?
I'm glad you brought that up because, man, it takes money to run these projects.
Sure.
We have been very fortunate in Artesia that we've received grants from different foundations. We have had private individuals donate. There will be, for the Carlsbad bunch, they have got a huge fundraiser coming up in November.
Mm-hmm.
But also, we need to remember that since the bridge is part of Artesia, we need donations here in Artesia as well. We have had a ton of donations in bedding and furniture, kitchenware, and we've got sheets and pillowcases and blankets and stuff. But as you pointed out, it takes money to run this.
Mm-hmm.
We are a nonprofit. We're set up with the IRS as a nonprofit, so it's all tax deductible. If you would like to make a charitable contribution to the bridge, you can contact Bob Mayberry. You can contact myself. If you go to Facebook and look up Artesia Bridge, my name and number is plastered all over that Facebook page. You can get a hold of me. We'll get you the names of and the addresses of where to write checks or anything else. And I do even believe we have I don't know if it's still active, but we did have a GoFundMe page on that site as well.
Okay. And that's if people want to contribute financially and
Yes.
to help fund the project and
Absolutely.
ensure that it stays available. How many men can you house in this facility in Artesia at one time?
We have one house manager, which is Noel. You met him during the interview we had at Open House.
Right.
And we can carry up to 9 with Noel in the house. And like I said, right now it's full.
It's amazing
that's
that
awesome.
there's that big of a need.
Oh yeah, it's incredible. Years ago, when we put the Facebook page up, we had calls from Arizona, Colorado, Texas, and everything else. Hey, when are you opening? When are you opening? When are you opening? And we got to thinking, we really want to do this for little Artesia and the Eddy County area, since kind of take care of our own first and then help others. But also with the donations, time.
Okay.
If you have time and you're skilled in anything, it doesn't matter. We have room for your talents. If you like to cook and you'd like to teach some guys how to cook, if you're good at numbers and math and finance, we can have a life skill class set up to where you can teach the guys about finance and everything else. But we're looking for volunteers in the community to help us in that area as well.
Okay. And again, they find your contact info
Yep.
there on the.
And I'll tell you, if you want to go by the house, 808 West Grand, there's usually somebody there most of the day. Noel's in and out. Some of the guys are in and out, but stop by and say hello. Volunteer in any capacity, donate.
Sure. Well, you mentioned that the gentlemen living have to have a job.
Yes.
That'd be great to have a list
Of employers.
of employers that
Yes.
might have opportunities available as men come and go through this program.
I don't know if I could mention the names of the people in Artesia that have done it.
Please do.
I would like to thank Guy Chevrolet. They put, I think, a couple of guys to work. Guy Chevrolet. Forest Tire has put some guys to work. Finn's Country Market. Thanks to everybody in Artesia that's contributed one way or the other, whether it be through contributions, donations, job placements. This place is awesome. Artesia is an awesome little place.
Yeah.
It really is.
Now, is there book learning? Is there classroom learning? What are some of the other aspects of this? How does this program differ from some of the other
We've got guys that are attending anger management classes. We have some that are attending parenting classes. There has been a need expressed in GED, and I may need to get a hold of Artesia Literacy Council, talk to them to see, when they meet, when they can go and start towards that GED. We have also had a request made that there was a guy that wanted to get his CDL. So we'll need to get in contact with the vocational center out west of town to see what we can do to start those classes for that young man and get him where he needs to be. We also have what we call, Carla and I do celebrate recoveries on Tuesday nights at West Main Baptist Church. So tonight is CR night. Everybody in town needs to go to CR tonight. 6 o'clock. We eat dinner at 6.
Oh,
This is on Tuesday night?
Yeah.
On Tuesday night?
Tuesday night, every Tuesday night that we meet. So right now we're doing what we have, we call a step study program, which is 12 steps with 8 biblical principles that are slid in between each one of the steps. So it's kind of a spiritual, physical deep dive on why I have these hang-ups and where they started. And it'll probably take us 6 or 8 months to go through that study. We have Bible studies on Thursday nights, step studies on Sunday nights. They attend CR on Tuesday nights. They attend AA meetings and NA meetings. So that place needs to have a revolving door in it. They are constantly coming and going to meetings or classes.
Okay.
And work.
Which means they're too busy
They are very busy.
to be distracted by some of these other things that have been an issue in,
Exactly.
in their life.
Exactly.
Nancy, I've been asking all the questions. Did you have...
Oh, no, I'm just soaking all of this in. It's absolutely amazing what they're doing. And I just wanted to say something about the donations after working in nonprofits, that people don't understand. You've got to pay the electric bill.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to keep this thing going, and that takes donations. Sometimes a lot of donations. So just because it's up and running doesn't mean that these aren't reoccurring. If you just think about your own household, every month you've got bills to pay
Yeah.
and people to feed and people to take care of. So please, please, if you can, this is a fantastic place to donate to, because you're actually helping people. And that's amazing to me.
Well, we have some wonderful programs in Artesia. I
Yes,
think
we
this
do.
is just another piece to help a different group, but a group that needs help to get out, break the cycle, and get out of what it was that has been affecting them so negatively. That could lead to some of the other potential issues that have been affecting society. We got a lot of problems that people need help with out there. No question about that.
I agree. And these guys, these guys are amazing. They are funny. They are fun to be with. We've had them, like I say, we've had them all over Roswell and Artesia, and they are just, we couldn't have asked for a better group of guys for the first group in the home.
Mm-hmm.
It's just amazing.
Yeah.
It really is.
So the Facebook page, is it
Artesia Bridge
Artesia Bridge on Facebook, and
on
then
Facebook.
contact info is there, and
Yep.
and other information,
there.
so you can reach out.
It's all there.
Good deal. Got about a minute left, Nancy. Was there anything else that we wanted to share today?
No, I was thinking coming in, something that at the difficulties and the triggers that we have, that of course if we don't have these particular issues going on in our lives, we don't even think about it. But I was thinking about being someone that drinks too much. And at just about every store you go into, there's a whole row of triggers, and how difficult it is just to overcome those things, and how amazing it is when these guys and women, whoever's going through this, go through this and come out on the other side. I'm just amazed.
Yeah,
It's beautiful.
It's very good. The Bridge. It's in Artesia now. Vaugn, Klontz, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
Nancy, good to see you.
Good to
great,
see you too.
great guest choice again.
I know some great people.
That's right. We'll do this again in a couple weeks.